Greetings guys, gals, and non-binary pals, and welcome back to another video in my childhood bedroom with my fun curtain as a background and my two little skizoos who may or may not fall over. As I am filming this, it is still December. It is the 27th of December, and presumably when you are watching this, it is significantly into January, but we're gonna pretend like it isn't, because the video I wanted to film today that I thought would be fun is going through the subreddit r/amIthex, because I love this subreddit. I just think it's a really good time. It's really funny to me, but also like horrifically frustrating, which, you know, is like the sweet spot for this channel, right? And I wanted to have a look at the like top posts in the subreddit for the year and basically just say that, you know, these people whom I am about to talk about, they need to break up in 2026. Like, they need to enter 2026 single, and I really, really hope that they do. And so we're gonna have a look at some of those people. We're gonna read some of their stories. If you don't know what r/amIthex is, it's basically just people have gone through Reddit and a bunch of other subreddits, and they found posts and they've taken them to this place to be like, it's over. It's over. This relationship is no more. A lot of it is am I the asshole posts, but they kind of range from everywhere. r/relationship obviously comes up a lot, like off my chest, today I fucked up, like all of that. It comes in here and we sit and we read the relationship drama and we offer our unsolicited advice. Yeah, I'm gonna tell these people what to do because I obviously have the authority to do that. And we're gonna look at the most popular posts of the year and just manifest these people all starting 2026 single. Because they deserve it. And if you do enjoy this video, please do not forget to hit subscribe. I was trying to hit 500k by the end of the year, but I am presently several thousand off, so I suspect that it did not happen unless there's some miracle occurred in the last 4 days of the year. So I am instead trying to get 500k by my 26th birthday, which is January 14th. So if you could help make that happen, I would appreciate that so much. It really does help me out and it means a lot to me. So thank you. I am here 2 to 3 times a week and I would love to see you again. And while I'm chatting to you about that, if you are interested in supporting me and my channel, then I do have a Patreon, patreon.com/savvycat, where for only £1 a month, you get my videos early, sometimes a day early, sometimes literally 2 weeks early, and you get those with no ads. So if you are interested in that, then please do go check that out. There are a bunch of other tiers with a bunch of other perks as well, so if you're interested, I super duper appreciate that. Even if you just go and become a free member, I occasionally run discounts. So yeah. All right, now that we have all that out of the way, let's get into the drama. We're gonna start off with a really, really strong one. Okay, are you ready for this? I, 35 male, was caught using AI to write my wedding vows and my partner, 34 female, walked out. What to do? Don't get married. I haven't even read it yet, but oh my god, if someone pulled this on me, it would be over. It would just be over. I won't even tolerate like a friend or anyone sending me a message if it's gone through ChatGPT. Like I will cut you off. I'm not talking to you anymore if you send me a text using ChatGPT. You try to write wedding vows using AI, that's it. I don't care how long we've been together for. That's it. That's over. Nope. No. I, 35 male, recently had a wedding with my partner, 34 female. We've had a stable and happy relationship so far, and I love her more than anything in the world. So much that you can't even put it into words, apparently. You love your partner so much, you can't even tell her. Clearly a lot. The problem arose when it came to writing vows. Don't get me wrong, I love many things about my partner, but I couldn't figure out how to put them into tangible vows. I decided to use ChatGPT so I can have something well written and expressive to share at the ceremony. ChatGPT and expressive do not belong in a sentence together. You cannot be using both of those two things at the same time. It is a robot. It is not real. It does not experience emotions or love, so it's not going to be able to write anything expressive. Shocking, I know. The thing about my partner is that she's very confrontational and no nonsense. If something annoys her, she immediately addresses it with no room for backing out. I also know that she's expressed disdain for AI in the past, but I didn't realize how far the hatred could go. My partner, whom hates AI, I thought it would be a really good idea to write our wedding vows using AI. That just adds another check to the problem, right? But to be loved is to be seen, to be loved is to be known, and so you do know, but you ignore. So it really eliminates the feeling of being loved, because you're being like, I don't care that you dislike this. I think it's useful, so I'm gonna use it in our wedding vows, of all places. It just keeps getting worse. Okay, I don't know how, but she immediately recognized that the vows were AI. After I had finished, she had this angry look and whispered to me, "Did you use fucking AI to write that?" I was quiet, because I couldn't believe she had noticed that, and she was choosing to address it while we were on full display for everyone. She then said that I either speak from the heart or she walks out. I literally couldn't get any words out, and she kept her promise and walked back down the aisle, much to all our friends' and family's confusion. That is so valid. Like, that is such a valid response. Like, the fact that being like, I don't understand how she clocked it. Maybe because that's not how you would normally talk. That's not something that you would normally say. It's written in a way that is not authentic for you. She knows you because you've been together for a long time and you're getting married. Like, she knows you. And she knows that that's not how you would speak. The fact that as well, like, using ChatGPT to write your wedding vows is obviously terrible. And then not even, like, modifying it to sound like yourself. Like, that's what's so fascinating to me about these people, right, who use ChatGPT and to, like, talk to people and do essays and assignments and stuff like that, is that they, like, take it directly and just copy and paste it and use it. And that's fascinating. Cannot imagine needing to go and ask a robot to write my wedding vows or, like, talk to a person for me, because oh my god, don't do that. To take it and use it directly without modifying it, like, not even just using it for inspiration, but using it for, like, doing the thing and keeping it, is so strange. Like, you're not even gonna attempt to make it different. I just don't understand. Like, that's a skill that you should have. The amount of things that I write by writing, or like, I write an essay and then I take my essay and I copy and paste a paragraph and I, like, expand on that and pull it apart and, like, reword it, right? You take things that exist and you make it your own. That's what kind of learning at school and stuff is, right? Like, you learn stuff and then you digest it and then you put it into your own words. So I don't think in general you should need ChatGPT to write your vows or talk to a person. But if you did use it, which you should not, I don't understand why you wouldn't just take what ChatGPT gave you and be like, oh, that's pretty good, those are some good ideas, and then write your own inspired by what it's given you, rather than just taking it. You know what I mean? Like, if ChatGPT gave you something like, I love waking up next to you and the way you smile at me first thing in the morning, you take that and you, like, just use that as inspiration for your own writing. You're like, oh, those are good points to mention, I will put that into my own vows, right? Still not a good thing to do. Still don't be doing that. But it's at least better than just taking words from a robot. You know what I mean? Because then at least you're adding some sort of expression and some sort of emotion to it, right? I don't understand how you can just, like, copy and paste what a robot said and say that to your wife at your wedding. And the fact that then she's like, speak from the heart or I'll leave, and you couldn't even say, like, I love you. You couldn't even take that and, like, change it a little bit. You couldn't, like, there was nothing. Obviously she's gonna be hurt by that, because you couldn't think for yourself about anything that you love about her, anything that you have loved about being together, anything that you were looking forward to in the future. Nothing. You had nothing. You had to tell a robot to tell you what you feel about your wife. Future wife, your partner. She's been ghosting me these past few days, which is atypical for her and honestly giving me panic attacks. Most people agree that calling off a marriage because of AI vows was an overreaction, and that maybe it was a sign that our relationship would have issues, but a few female friends have said they would do the same. I'm hurt and honestly just needed it to help make the day feel more special. Is it worth fixing? There is an update, but I'm gonna give it one sec because I just need to... Most people agree that it was an overreaction to call off a wedding over AI wedding vows. By most people, do you mean your good friend ChatGPT? Because I feel like it's a overall general. A lot of people are gonna think that was the right call, unless you're asking your, like, AI bro friends, which I love. It's an overreaction, so, like, it's a sign that the relationship would have gone badly. You've been in a relationship long enough to get engaged and to go through with the wedding, so. You know, it comes back to, like, if it was going to, it would do it regardless of whether you were married or not, right? Like, here's the thing I don't ever get. Like, it's a sign that the relationship was going to go bad. I mean, you'd been perfectly fine so far unless you've only been dating for like 2 minutes, in which case you shouldn't be getting married anyway. This girl dodged a bullet, clearly. There is an update that said, okay, I screwed up. I didn't check this post for a while because I wanted more points of view instead of just getting torn to shreds, but I understand why the situation is worse than I thought it was. I've been trying to contact my partner's family to see if I can talk to her again, but apparently she's been staying out of state with her sister. I'm going to tell her when she gets back what I heard here and that I understand. I'm also going to write new vows without AI and bring her favorite flowers and snacks. I still want her to know that I love her and know her. I will post an update when I can. Thank you all, even if some feedback could have been a tad more nicely put. I love ending that off with being like, I guess I'll write the vows and give her flowers and chocolate. And maybe it'll be forgiven, but like, me personally, no. No, I think that that's so unacceptable because you've kind of just shown that you don't care to put the effort in. And it just didn't seem worth your time. Like, I couldn't put it into words. You can put it into words. You just didn't try. You couldn't be bothered putting that effort in. And then it's going to make her question, like, how much you've been using it in other parts of your life. I feel like I wouldn't be able to trust someone, right? You don't know what's coming from them. Like, they don't feel like they can put in the effort to, like, speak to you, to tell you that they love you. They have to... Yeah, getting her favorite flowers and her snacks, that's all well and good, but like, you could have avoided this whole situation by just telling your partner that you love her. I hope you enjoy single life in 2026. And I hope that your partner finds someone who can actually express themselves and not have to use a robot to say I love you. Am I the asshole for refusing to let my girlfriend bring her dead dog's ashes on vacation? My guess is on probably. But let's find out. My girlfriend, 29 female, and I, 28 male, have been together for 4 months. She had a dog that died a few months before we met. I've only ever spent the night at her place. I live with my sister and her 2 kids, so it's a little chaotic in my place. Girlfriend has a small, 2 to 3 inches tall urn on her bedside table with the dog's ashes. Before she turns off her lamp to go to sleep, she always gives it a little tap on the top and says, "Good night," as though she is talking to the dog. I think it's weird, but I've never said anything. Good. You shouldn't say anything, because she is clearly grieving, and she's allowed to do that. We were supposed to go away for the weekend. On Friday, I was watching her pack and noticed she took the urn and put it in the top pocket of her backpack. I asked what she was doing. She said she didn't want to leave the dog behind. I told her she was not allowed to bring the urn as it made me very uncomfortable. I didn't want to see it any time we returned to our hotel room. I didn't want her talking to her dead dog after we had sex, i.e. before we go to sleep. It's weird, and frankly, she's been mourning the dog for too long. She didn't argue, she simply started to unpack her bag. She told me to have fun on the weekend getaway as she would not be coming. I asked if she was seriously choosing a dog's ashes over me. She said she was choosing herself over me, as I could have spoken to her with kindness and empathy, but didn't. She also said that I didn't get to dictate how long she's allowed to grieve. Then she asked me to leave. Good for her. Honestly, there is more to this. I'm interrupting myself for a second. Good for her. Yeah, that's like such a good, like, thing to do, and I'm really proud of her for that, because there are ways to, like, I guess it's easier early in the relationship because they're not like super deep in, so it's easier to be like, okay, this isn't for me, and he's not great, and we're just gonna leave it here. And I love just unpacking it and being like, yeah, no, you're being a dick. You don't get to dictate how long I grieve my dog. You don't get to tell me that's weird and not okay. Like, you don't have to understand something to just like accept something. Right? Like, you may not have been in a situation like this. You may not have lost someone, a pet or a person or like anything. And even if you have, like, maybe this isn't how you would respond, but like, you aren't everyone. You don't know how people are feeling. You don't know the connection that she had with her dog. You don't know anything. And it is not harming anyone, but it is making her feel better. I cannot talk about this subject for too long because it would quite literally make me bawl out crying. But my dog, Biscuit, I only see him for like a month every 2 years when I come here to visit. And I cannot put into words how much I love him. Like, with him, like, I very much understand why people say, like, I have pets and not children, because I quite literally cannot imagine myself loving anyone or anything as much as I love my dog. And I don't even get to see him that often. Like, the love I have for him is so strong. Like, I adore him so much. And if anything happened to him, I would be heartbroken and devastated for a very, very long time. Like, a few months is not that long. Like, it's not that long. And if, like, you know, it brings her any sort of comfort, that's fine. That's good. Why is she not allowed to do that? If it's like a small gesture, if she just like has something with her that like makes her feel like comfortable and like less depressed, then like you don't get to dictate that. she has to work through that on her own, like, especially since you aren't a long-term partner, right? Like, you aren't someone that's been in her life for a long time. You are not presently in a position where you are her, like, main support person, and you haven't made yourself open to being that. So, like, it's not your job. You are not in the position to be telling her how she is allowed to grieve, because you do not know her well enough to be having these conversations with her like that. You clearly haven't made the effort to have this conversation and talk to her. Like, you've not asked, been like, you know, like, talking about her dog and helping her process those emotions up until this point, so you don't get to help do it from now because you're uncomfortable. The way she deals with her grief and gets through it is up to her. You can help her through it, but just being like, you're weird and I don't like it and you're not allowed to, you're an asshole. And I hope she breaks up with you. And there are updates that inform us that he was in fact broken up with. Let's have a read of them. Edit 1. The hotel was non-refundable and only a 3-hour drive, so I went on the trip without her. Edit 2. She started seeing a psychologist around the same time we started dating. She hasn't told me any specifics, but she said the trauma of suddenly losing her dog brought to the surface other trauma in her past. This is why I think she's been mourning for too long. She is still attached to the dog even after seeing a professional on a regular basis for several months. Okay, so you knew she was getting therapy and you still thought it was okay for you to dictate how she deals with her grief? She's clearly talking about it in therapy. You know, you are not even close to being in a position where you were able to tell her what isn't healthy, because you're not a professional. The professional is clearly aware and, like, talking her through it and helping her. So step back even further, actually. Update. And I'm sure this will make a lot of you happy. I get it. I'm an asshole. I texted my girlfriend to say I'm sorry for how I spoke to her and for dismissing her feelings. It was wrong. I also said I would like to apologize in person and offered to bring her her favorite takeout. She said, all good, don't worry about an in-person apology. I gathered the things you've left in my house. Let me know when you would like to come pick them up. I'm hoping she will still hear me out when I go to her place. Final update. I shared this post with her thinking it might help her see that I was wrong and I'm owning it, and maybe it would open the door to a discussion. That blew up in my face. I probably should have deleted some of the questionable comments I made in this thread. She texted to say, your things are now in a garbage bag on the porch. Pick them up sooner than later so they aren't stolen. Goodbye. Please respect my wishes and don't text me anymore. I am obsessed with the fact that he got broken up with and he was still calling her my girlfriend. Bro, you're delusional. She broke up with you. You are in fact going into 2026 single, and I hope you learn some compassion. I'm obsessed though with sending her this thread and being like, look, I owned up to it. I understand that I was the asshole and I was like listening to these people, and having comments in the comments of you like ripping into her, being an asshole about her. I tried going and finding them, but they'd all been deleted. A little bit too late. They had all been deleted. My guy, Jesus Christ. These people, like, they're just assholes, right? You know what I mean? Like, they're just assholes. And like, have some compassion. Have some like empathy and some understanding and some compassion for people. I'm proud of her though, for just being like, I don't want to talk to you. Get your shit. And like, leave me the fuck alone. Good for you, girl. Go off. I hope you're doing better. I told my girlfriend I sometimes think about other girls during sex, and she lost it. No shit. Like, what did you expect? What did you expect the outcome to be? What did you expect the outcome to be in this situation? Let's read what happened, because I don't understand what could possess you to say such a thing. So me and my girlfriend have been together for a few weeks. Last night we were hooking up and she kind of jokingly asked if I ever think about other girls during sex. For some reason, I didn't just laugh it off. I blurted out, yeah, sometimes. She stopped immediately, just stared at me like I'd grown another head, and then got up and left. I tried to explain that it doesn't mean I don't like her, it's just sometimes my brain wanders. She wasn't having it and hasn't really talked to me since. I feel like such an idiot. I thought I was being honest, but now I'm sitting here thinking I might have blown up the whole relationship by saying something I should have just kept to myself. I mean, okay, to be fair, in this situation, what the fuck? Like, why would you ask that? I don't understand. I need her side of the story, because I'm confused. While you are hooking up, why would you ask the person you're hooking up with, like your boyfriend, do you ever think about other girls while we're having sex? Why are you thinking that? Why are you asking that? Firstly, don't ask questions you aren't prepared to hear the answer for. Like, that's a terrible situation to be asking it. If you're going to be asking that question, at least don't be in the middle of having sex, right? Like, wait until after or before. And then you can have that sort of conversation if that's a conversation that you want to have, sure. Just don't understand where it came from and the situation in which it was asked. I do think that it's the answer just being like, yeah, sometimes, is also like, I guess maybe that's why she waited, to get you in a situation where you weren't going to be thinking properly, to like filter yourself. I don't know. I think in this situation, both parties are just like, no one's really, just why? I'm just asking why on both accounts for both people. Maybe you aren't compatible. Maybe this is where we are. I think that maybe you shouldn't be thinking about other people while you're having sex. I think maybe you shouldn't be doing that. So maybe, you know, like, I understand being hurt by that. I completely get being like, oh my God, ouch. But I'm also curious about why it was asked and why it wasn't a conversation for later. Neither of you are ready to be in a relationship right now, ultimately, is the takeaway. So I'm glad both of you are going into 2026 single, because I think you need some time to sort your shit out a little bit. Am I the asshole for demanding my girlfriend tell me her author's pen name? I, 32 male, have been dating Siobhan, 32 female, for 6 months now. She's always been very vague about what she does for a living. Sassy things like writing and working from home writing. But recently, one of her friends mentioned something and I finally dragged it out of her. She writes and self-publishes romance and erotica stories and novels, and while not rich, she's able to make a living out of it. I googled her name and couldn't find anything, so I confronted her about this. She said she's writing under a pen name, so I demanded she gives it to me so I know what she does. Okay, well, first of all, don't demand things. Problem number one. Demanding something out of someone. You don't get to do that. You don't get to demand things out of people. You already got your name scratched out, in my opinion. She refused, saying she doesn't want it to be leaked, even by accident, and no one knows. I accused her of not trusting me, and she still refused, which was really annoying. I tried a nicer approach and told her that I want to know her fantasies so I can try it out with her, and she told me that what she writes aren't her fantasies, but her readers, and she's still not going to tell me. At night, I tried to check her laptop for her pen name, but she changed her password before bed. I was annoyed and told her she clearly doesn't trust me, and it's not fair because I have a right to know what she writes, especially since it's a sensitive topic and I don't know her if I don't know her pen name. Okay, I'm hitting pause for just a moment here. I love being like, it feels like she doesn't trust me. So I went and broke into her laptop. I wonder why she might not trust you. You seem very trustworthy here. The fact that she changed her laptop password that night, like having a hunch that he was going to go through it, like maybe this is the reason she doesn't trust you. Maybe it's because you go and try to get into her laptop to find out private information that she doesn't feel comfortable sharing. Maybe that's why she doesn't trust you. Maybe if you didn't do shit like that, she would trust you. She was furious I tried to look on her laptop and told me to go home. Before leaving, I told her when she calls to apologize, I expect to get her pen name with the apology. She called me an asshole on my way out. I thought she'd call by now, but she hasn't. My sister told me I was the asshole and I should apologize, but I just don't see it and need a second opinion. Was I the asshole? Yeah. Yeah, you are. You don't get to demand things from people, especially when they already tell you no. You don't get to then go and try to hack into their laptop to find it out. She doesn't want to tell you. You've not been together for that long. You've been together for 6 months. She's like, I don't want it to get leaked even by accident. It is easy to let it slip. That is an easy thing to let slip. And you haven't been together for that long. I don't think it's that bad to be slightly concerned about the idea of the relationship possibly not working out. I think it's good to be optimistic when you go into relationships, but you've not been together long enough for that to be secure and sure, right? And if you break up, I think 6 months isn't often long enough to know someone's true character, and there's she doesn't know you well enough to trust you with this information. In my opinion, I think that that's completely valid, and even if you have been together for a really long time, I still think it's totally okay for people to have something that is just theirs. People are allowed their own thing. She does not have to tell you anything that she doesn't want to tell you. That is allowed to be her own thing that you do not need to know. If you are but I want to know your fantasies. I want to know all this stuff. I want to know this about you. She'll tell you if she wants you to know. If there are any fantasies she wants to play out with you, she'll let you know. You don't need to read her books. Especially because not even just the name slip thing and accidentally outing someone's pen name, but also the fact that there's a lot of misogyny that exists around, romance and erotica books. And you may not have proven yourself as someone who is not going to laugh at her for the stuff that she writes. You may not have proven yourself to be someone who seems like they would be supportive of the stuff that she creates. So she might just not feel comfortable sharing her writing with you. She might not be at a place where she wants people in her life to have access to that because it's something that is hers. And I get that. When I was in school, I had an Instagram that not only did I make private, but I also blocked everyone I knew. Everyone I went to school with that I knew their Instagrams, because I was I don't want anyone here. This is my shit and I don't want them here. I want all the people here to be people that I don't know. And it's nice to have your own thing. It's nice to have your own thing, and she's allowed that. You don't get to demand things. So yeah, you are the asshole. And as with the other people mentioned so far, I hope you enjoy starting 2026 single, and I hope you learn that you are not entitled to people's privacy. They don't owe you that. They don't owe you that. Keep that in mind for any future relationship that you enter. Am I the asshole for telling my girlfriend I won't propose until she gets back healthy? Probably. My money is on probably. I, 24 male, and my girlfriend, also 24, have been together since high school. Think of us as your typical high school sweethearts, basketball player and cheerleader, etc. After we both graduated college, we moved in together and have been living peacefully. However, she's not as active as she once was and gained some weight. Nothing too much, roughly 30 or so pounds. I still find her extremely attractive, but I just worry about the future and our health. Since she graduated, I do know her job is very demanding and she doesn't have that much spare time to work out. Recently, I've been trying to encourage her to work out, sometimes with me, but she's always pushing back. We recently been talking about marriage lately, and I told her I would postpone proposing until we make some better life choices. I understand she's fine now, but I'm scared to lose her 20 to 30 years from now due to health complications. I'm sorry. Hold on. I just need a moment for a second. Your girlfriend gained 30 pounds, which I just Googled is 13 kilos. 13 kilos. That's less than I thought. I thought it was going to be like 20, and even then, that's not much. 13 kilos. Your girlfriend has gained 13 kilos. 30 pounds. That is not very much. That is not that much weight to gain. Especially if you go from being like an athlete to someone who like works in an office, you're obviously going to gain some weight in a lifestyle change like that. That's just something that is bound to happen, especially as you like get older as well and your metabolism starts like slowing down a little bit when you get into your 20s. Like that's gonna happen, and it's not that much. Like that's really not that much weight, especially when guaranteed she started off very small because she was an athlete who was training a lot. So it is a natural thing that's going to happen and does not mean she's unhealthy. Being like, I'm just worried to lose you in like 20 or 30 years. You think gaining 13 kilos at the age of 24 means she's gonna be dead? She's gonna be dead in like her 40s? I think that you need to calm down a little bit, all right? I feel like your anxiety is a little bit high here. I feel like you're misinformed about health and how that works, because weight gain does not mean unhealthy. Not working out and training every single day does not mean unhealthy. She's not going to die in 20 years because she put on 13 kilograms because she stopped being an athlete at the age of 24. Also, sorry, postponing a marriage. Like, sorry, hold on. You don't want to marry someone who will potentially be sick. What if she just gets cancer? What if she just gets in a car accident? What if something happens that is completely out of her control? Because this isn't something that is going to affect her to the point of killing her in 20 years, all right? That's just not what's happening here. But like, let's just say she was sick. Would you just break up with her? I don't want to propose because I don't want to lose you in 20 years. Even if you're not married, you'd still be together. At what point do you walk away? At what point is the relationship over? Because being married and being not married is like not changing the fact that you are together. So like the only difference is that in one of these instances, there's a legal contract involved. So like at what point in this like weight gain and this health are you walking away? And does that include if she gets like a terminal illness? Does that include if she gets into an accident? Like, what is the line here? Will you not love her if she's sick? I just need answers, because what the fuck? What the fuck? If you have even a chance of getting sick, I don't want to marry you. I want it to be easy to break up with you, actually. Because it would hurt I would be too upset by you dying. So if you ever get sick, I'm going to break up with you immediately because I can't bear the emotions of that. Fuck you, maybe. Jesus Christ. My God. Anyway, after explaining my piece, she didn't really say anything and got up and went to the bedroom. I waited about 10 minutes and decided to check on her. The door was locked, but I could hear sniffling. I asked if we could talk, and she said no. I told her I still want to marry her, and that thought never left my mind. She then told me if I can't accept her for who she is now, I don't deserve her when she is at her best. She told me she knows she gained weight, but she just thought it was happy weight, as she likes to put it, and she didn't think I felt that way about her weight. I told her the weight is not what's bothering me, just how she stopped caring about her health since she stopped cheering in college. I apologized because I genuinely did not want to make her cry. It even choked me up to hear it. I didn't want to make her cry. I was crying. Like, I care that much that when she was crying, I cried. Maybe you shouldn't have made her cry then. maybe you shouldn't have made her cry. It's not about the weight. She just hasn't taken care of herself since college, meaning she just doesn't train every single day. Cheering in college, that's like a lot, right? Like, they train for hours every single day. Most adults don't have the time for that. Most people who stop being athletes put on weight. Most people are not having the time to do that much exercise, and it doesn't mean they're unhealthy or they don't care about themselves. They just have other priorities. You do not need to be doing intensive workouts for like 5 hours a day in order to be healthy. We exchanged some more words before she packed a suitcase and left. It's been 3 days and I've been calling her constantly. I just recently found out she's been staying with her sister because her sister finally picked up for her and tore me a new one. Her sister and I have always been on good terms because my older sister and my girlfriend's older sister are best friends, which is how we actually ended up together. It felt horrible to hear the words she was saying to me. Not only that I knew my sister had to already know because they tell each other everything, so I called my sister and she was as equally pissed. She told me she would expect that behavior from our younger brother, but not from me. I'm just so lost right now, and I want her to come home. I feel like an a-hole, but I genuinely just care about her and us for the long run. Am I the asshole? Yes, for everything I just said, you are the asshole. Because you don't care about her or you as a couple, you care about yourself. Because I just don't want to lose her in 20 years. So I'm going to break up with her before she gets sick. Before she gets fat enough for me to decide she's not healthy anymore. Like, you're not a doctor. And you're an asshole for being like, oh, if you get sick, I'll leave you. Bad either way. He did provide an update. Wow. I did not expect this post to blow up the way it did. But here we are. Anyway, we talked about it over lunch and she is coming home. After seeing my post on Reddit, she was taken aback at some of the posts. Others, however, were helpful to both of us. Despite what some people may think, she knows where my heart is considering my past. I did not feel the need to explain this, but in middle school, I was the tall pre-diabetic fat kid. By 8th grade, I completely dropped my weight and I started playing basketball in high school. So I would never fat shame her. As I once said, she looks fine, but for everyone to keep saying it's only 30 pounds, it's true. But that is 15 pounds every year since we graduated. If you multiply that by 6 or so years, that is 90 pounds. That's not how this works at all. Oh my god. Your body reaches a natural state. Your body gets to a place where it's like, this is where I'm comfortable. When you stop doing that much exercise, her body is just like catching up. She's not going to gain 15 pounds a year. That's not how this works. Firstly, as you gain weight, your like metabolism changes. The way you burn like muscle, like the way you burn fat and the way you burn calories and stuff like that changes as your diet and your exercise and your weight all changes. Like it fluctuates and then it stabilizes. You aren't just gaining 15 pounds every single year. That's not how this works. That's not how this works. Do some research, please, on biology, because that's an absolutely insane thing to say. That's like not even a little bit true as to how it works at all. Look at people who go through like eating disorder recovery, right? Like myself, for example, right? I gained a little bit of weight and I stayed stable for a few years, and then I gained a bit more, a similar amount to this. I gained about 13 kilos, almost exactly, and my diet and exercise and everything is still the same as when I gained that weight, and I'm not gaining any more weight, right? It goes up and down a little bit as like, you know, sometimes I am a bit more active than other times. Like in the summer, I'm doing more exercise. Sometimes I'm eating more than others, like my mood and stuff. All of that makes it fluctuate a little bit. But like ultimately, once I started eating like not someone who is very sick and I started eating properly, I gained that 30 pounds, that 15 kilos, and then I stayed on that sort of amount of food and exercise, and my weight has stabilized because my body has found a place where it is happy. This is the area that my body is like, okay, I'm comfortable here. If you're eating normally and exercising normally, this is the weight we're going to be at. This is the way our body is going to be. And that is what's happening, is your girlfriend's body is finding the place where it feels comfortable, right? She's not eating enough or like not exercising enough to be gaining weight forever, most likely. It's just she is adjusting and her body is adjusting to this new life and the new lifestyle that she lives. She was an athlete training so much and now she's not. She's not going to gain 15 pounds a year for the rest of her life. Be so fucking for real. You keep saying it's not about the weight, and yet that's the only example you've brought up. Can you show me any other aspect of her life where she's unhealthy? Like, you didn't tell me, like, has her diet changed at all, or is it just that she's not exercising enough by your standards? Is she still eating the same? Or is she consuming nothing but, like, sugar and oil and alcohol, and like that's her entire diet? Because unless that's the case, you've provided no evidence with the fact that she is doing damage to herself. It's like, I don't care about the weight. It's not about that. I would never fat shame. I was fat. That doesn't mean anything. A lot of people who are like so mean and cruel about the way people look and their weight are people who have their own body image issues. Like, people who were fat in the past as well are going to be harsh on that. You aren't exempt from that just because it's something you've experienced. It's not how this works. I don't care about the weight, but it's just 15 pounds. No, but it could be 90. I don't care about the weight, but she's gained so much weight and she'll keep gaining weight. So you do care about it. And she's only 5'1". The thing is, she is used to eating her high calorie foods and snacking and being able to burn it off easily. I can tell it makes her uncomfortable and she doesn't like it. Why? Because she was the one who told me she gained 30 pounds and seemed disappointed. I also think some of you missed the point of me offering to do it with her. I genuinely do care solely on her health. However, if it was just based on looks, which it's not, I still don't think there's anything wrong with wanting your partner to always look their best, especially when you know they can. She understood all of this and was only upset with the marriage part, which I did agree was a shit move and insensitive, and told her I would not make it a big deal what she looks like. But she did agree to watch her calories because did acknowledge she eats and snacks as if she still works out constantly. So agree I was the a-hole to a certain extent, but I still think some of you, not all of you, are clouded by your own personal judgments or experiences and projecting without really knowing me. Whatever happened to being innocent until proven guilty, or the lack of giving people the benefit of the doubt? She knows my heart, and that's all that matters. Bro. Bro. I'm just kind of like, I'm not upset by the fact that she gained 30 pounds. She's upset. She brought it up. So I care because she cares. So I'm doing this out of love for her. She doesn't want to weigh this much. So I'm helping her by telling her she should lose it. And it's not about the looks. Obviously, I don't care that she gained weight. But like, hypothetically though, if it were about the looks, I still think that I'm in the right, because I still think that you need to be attracted to the person that you're in a relationship with. So like, hypothetically speaking, if I like did care, which I obviously don't, which is why I keep mentioning it, then like I still think that I'm right. Like, yeah, okay, it's important to be attracted to a partner, I suppose, but I don't understand how that attraction is like limited to solely being physical. I don't understand that at all. Like, if you love your partner, like you truly love them, it really should not matter. Like, that attraction should be so much deeper than just, like, the body that they are in. Like, that should be a lower priority. And if you are, like, telling her she has to look a certain way in order for you to still be with her, that is manipulative. That is controlling. That is upsetting. Like, yeah, okay, she's gonna feel insecure about gaining this weight because you've been affirming that. She's like, oh, I gained 30 pounds and I feel insecure. And you're like, yeah, you have. And you should feel insecure. And I'll help you lose that. Don't worry. We'll get back to it. Like, it's not about the looks, but like, why can't she look like how she did before? Maybe because she's not a teenager anymore. I don't know. Maybe she doesn't look 18 anymore because she's not 18 anymore. Maybe she doesn't look 21 anymore because she's not 21 anymore. I want her to look at her best, like when she was a teenager. It seems like they worked this out, but I really wish that they didn't. I really hope that she does leave and she does find someone who isn't on her like this, because it feels very much like he's taking his insecurities out on her. It feels very much like he obviously, as he said, was like fat as a kid and it makes him insecure, so now he's projecting his insecurities onto her. That's it. That you are allowed to be attracted to her if she weighs more. Like, I'm sorry that that's something that you were bullied for and made to feel uncomfortable about, and you were told that you weren't attractive, and that is sucky. I've been there, I get it, but you don't get to take that on other people. And just because other people made you feel like you had to lose that weight doesn't mean you should be telling other people to. You don't have to continue that cycle, especially when it comes to people that you love, right? Just love and support her, and like, she's allowed to snack, she's allowed to exercise less, she is allowed to do all of that. That's really all I have to say. If she is making choices that are unhealthy, sure, okay, maybe you can like be there for her and help her with that or whatever, but like going about it like this is like not it. It's just not it at all. And like going into it like focusing specifically on the weight loss and like it being about weight while claiming it's about health is just misleading. You know what I mean? Like being like, oh, she's unhealthy because she's eating lots and it's making her gain weight, instead of she's unhealthy because she's like feeling lethargic and she's feeling this and she's, you know, getting sick all the time. That is a very different thing, because she might be perfectly healthy right now. She seems like she is, because you haven't actually mentioned any health issues. I have not read as many of these as I thought that I would, but I have sat here and talked about them all for way longer than I thought I would, and I have other shit to do. So I am going to end this video here. Let me know down in the comments what you think about all these relationships. Do you think all of them should break up? Do you think some of them are forgivable? What do you think they should be doing? I think personally they should all be going into the new year single. I think that some of them deserve a lot better, some of them deserve a lot worse. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. And yeah, I hope that you had a good holiday period, a happy new year. I hope your year is going well so far, presuming I'm posting this sometime in January. Yeah, a huge thank you to my Kiwi Cat patrons: Polar Bee, Sienna, Alicia, Marielle, Bree, Bay the Trucker, Chastity, Beckett, Prismatic Petey, Sushi Kawaii, Phil the Duck, Jessie, River, Queen Glimmer, Ella, Mr. Noodle, Radsack, Knitting Menace, Chris, Ellie, Alexis, and Bobby. I love and appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for joining. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Stay safe. Keep fighting. I love you. Mwah. When you close your eyes, you replace the dark.